Now that I've made my collet, I need to make the part to receive it, and I want to use the collet sketch or parts there of it. So I've expanded the revolve. I'm going to right click on this sketch. I'm going to move down, tell it to show more, and I'm going to activate the contour select tool. You'll notice my mouse pointer has changed and the contour selected. So I'm going to push Control C on the keyboard to copy it. I'll come back and right click again and tell to end. Then I'll Control Tab to my new document I have ready to go. And I want to make another revolved boss. I'm going to select the front plane, tell I'm making a revolved boss, and I'm going to Control V, paste that sketch. So now I'm going to highlight the entire sketch, tell it to move the entities from here to here, and I'll push Escape. So I didn't quite lock it there. I'll drag it back and now it's locked. I want these lines here to be construction lines, and this line I'll use in the new part. I'll activate the line tool, and I'm going to come up here, click, come down, click. I'm just creating a really simple shape I can revolve around to receive the collet. So I'll activate Smart Dimension, and I'll redimension this at 1 inch. I'll get that angle again, 15 degrees. And I'll dimension this 1.5 inches. Whoops, I'll push Escape. I'm at this dimension. So I want that 1 inch. And then I'll make this a 1/2 inch, which will make this a 1/2 inch as well. And then I want to think about, well, how thick should this part be? So I'll select this entity, drag out. And if that is a 1/2 inch thick, that'll be lots. And so will this. So I'll make this a 1/2 inch. I might end up changing this later. We'll see as we go. I'm trying to think about how thick it needs to be so it doesn't crack. So I'm going to accept that. I'm going to exit the sketch. As the axis of revolve, I'll choose this center line. It didn't know which one because there's 2 center lines. I'm going to say OK. And I'll look at it isometrically. Rotate around, and it looks good. Again, I want to add some chamfers. So I'm going to select this corner, activate chamfer. I'll make my chamfer size 50 thou is fine. So I'll select those edges that I want the chamfer on and say OK. Again, this will be hardened, and I don't want it cracking here during heat treating, so I'll select that edge and make a fillet. And I'll make my fillet 32nd. That's maybe a bit small, so I'll bump it up to 1/16. That's better. I'll say OK. And then I'll look at the part, and that looks good. So I'm going to save it. And I'll add the material later. I'll go through and I'll have a discussion about what material parts should be made of. I'm going to need some bolt holes in there, but again, I'll do that later in the assembly using the whole series. This looks good. I've saved it. I'm going to Control Tab back to my assembly, and in the next video we'll pick it up there and we'll design a plate for the receiver and the collet.